yeah. LA style, yeah. It's time for the A-list. Following week six of the National Football League season. My top 5 teams in the NFL after week 6 going into week 7. But keep in mind, the list is fluid. It's fluid, okay? So let's get right to the list, please. Give it to me right here, number 5 on the list. Bam! The Philadelphia Eagles. Why? They did just lose. I told you about Jalen Hurts and how he's been looking. I understand Javon Carter, a couple of other cats were out, and I get all of that. But damn it, they go where Jalen Hurts is going to take them. And Jalen Hurts has got to do better. He's still a big-time brother. Make no mistake about it. But the Eagles look a little bit suspect right now. I don't like the way they won most of the first 5 games they won, okay? But I still got them top 5. I just can't put them higher than that right now. Not after losing this past weekend to Zach Wilson in the New York Jets. Just can't do it. Just can't do it. Let's go to number 4 on the list. Please give it to me right now. Bam! The Kansas City Chiefs. Why? Because Patrick Mahomes is Patrick Mahomes. That's why. I understand they weren't doing much this week. You got Travis Kelce chilling out, going to see his brother play, hanging out at a Phillies playoff game in the Major League Baseball. I get all of that. They top 4. You still got P. Holmes, the Shannon Sharpe's boy. You got Travis Kelce there. The defense is vastly improved. They're a top 4 team in the National Football League. They ain't top 3 yet, though. But here's the reason why. Give it to me right now, please. Bam! The Miami Dolphins. Look, y'all. Have you seen Tyreek Hill? He's the cheetah. He's the Dame Dollar of the National Football League. He waves goodbye before putting up deuces to let you know that he's skating behind you because this brother is something special. He's phenomenal. You got Tua Tagovailoa, you got Jalen Waddle, and you got Mike McDaniel, a play caller, who, by the way, some could argue may be rivaling Kyle Shanahan to some degree when you see how explosive their offense is. We got to give love where love is due. The Dolphins are trending in the right direction. I don't have them as top 2 yet, though. Let me tell you why. Give it to me right here. Right now. Bam! Where's my name? Where's my team? Don't keep me waiting, okay? Get it together. Brock Purdy. We understand he struggled a little bit, but Christian McCaffrey did get hurt. Deebo Samuel did get hurt. They were going against the top-rated defense in the Cleveland Browns. We understand when those boys are back, they could do some big things, and we got to give love where it's due. They're 5-1 on the season, but they're not the Philadelphia Eagles, okay, who we've seen struggle even in wins. They just romped Dallas a week ago. This was a mere hiccup. They'll be back. They'll be just fine. They just ain't the number 1 team in the National Football League right now. Number 1 on my list. I got to give it to them, y'all.
Don't do it.
Here it is.
Don't do
Here
it.
it is.
Oh, no,
The Detroit Lions are the number 1 team going in after week 6 because here's the reason why. Their defense is real. They're going to have a defensive player of the year on that squad. 100%. We got to look at it from that perspective. Offensively, they got Jameson Williams back after his whole gambling situation. Now he's a long-range target. You got Jared Goff as a league MVP candidate. They can run the ball. They can pass the ball. They're physical. They're rough riders. They got a chip on their shoulders. They got history. Literally, no division title since 1993. 1 playoff victory since 1957. Got a coach that's so supposedly embarrassed himself because he's talking about kneecaps being bitten, and all of a sudden, you see they're willing to bite kneecaps for this man. I got Detroit, San Fran, Miami, Kansas City, Philadelphia as my top 5 teams in the National Football League.
All right, everyone knows the drill, so here's the deal. We break it down, we give grades, but first, our First Take fam at home, the QR code's going to pop up any second. And we want you to send in your grades for Steven's A-list. We will get you those results in just a moment. Shannon, the floor is yours, sir.
You know what, Stephen A? We're together. I got the Eagles at 5. I got the Chiefs at 4. I was like, oh, man, Stephen A and I might have the exact same list. And then we parted ways. I went with the Lions at 3 because I love what they did. They went on the road and beat Tampa.
Okay.
They didn't turn it over against a team that averaged 2.5 takeaways per game.
Okay.
And they played a clean football game. The 49ers, I do have in the second slot. They lost the game. It's not the end of the world. I still think they're the best team in the NFC. And I went with the Miami Dolphins. The second most yards through 6 games. Tyreek, you mentioned Tyreek is doing something no other receiver has done in the Super Bowl era. I got to go with them. So this is where we part ways. I got the Dolphins at 1, 49ers at 2, Lions at 3, Chiefs at 4, Eagles at 5. There is no way that your list is going to beat my list. Talk to him, America. I ain't got nothing to say. Hey, Saturday, go ahead, Saturday.
I'll respond after Jeff Saturday.
Yeah, go ahead, Saturday.
Jeff.
What you got, Saturday?
Yeah, I would say, first of all, you know, you've taken a test where, like, the teacher passes out, like, you know, the answers before the test, you know, and they just kind of shuffle it around. Like, this is Stephen A's list, right? Like, all the 5-1 teams shockingly all make the top 5.
All talk.
Hey, it's so easy. The easiest list you could have ever picked, and you still messed it up. Still messed it up. Here is the true list. San Fran, still number 1. They miss a field goal, they should still be number 1. Miami, 2. Detroit, 3. Philly 4, Kansas City 5. Your numbers, it was easy. Like you said, you just close your eyes and put 5 in the list. You just make up your numbers. But the true list, San Fran, Miami, Detroit, Philly, KC.
All right, let me say this to both of y'all. Number one, listen, it's not just about the record, because I wasn't thinking about the record so much, even though obviously that plays a factor. Dolphins got blown out 48-20. It was one game, but it was still a very bad loss, okay? I got to count that against them. That hasn't happened to Detroit. Right. I'm looking at San Francisco. I got them at number 2. It's fair. But then when you look at how they played against Cleveland and how they struggled offensively, albeit due to injuries and those facts, the fact that those guys may not be back this coming week, I got to take that into consideration. I think it's safe to leave them at number 2 because I'm taking week 6 and I'm going into week 7 thinking about it along those lines, okay? Then I think about the Lions. Think about it. They opened the season. Everybody's expecting big things from them. Now, I understand that Travis Kelce didn't play that game, but they still beat the Kansas City Chiefs in the opener. They're still 5-1 overall. They're still running away with the NFC North division. I got to take that into consideration. And then the Eagles and the Chiefs. I think the Chiefs should be ahead of the Eagles with Patrick Mahomes, with Travis Kelce, with the consistency of Kansas City's defense considerably better than it was in years past. I don't have a problem with this list at all. I truly don't.
Did you not just see Geno?
Huh?
Did you not just see Geno?
Yes.
And Pete Carroll?
Yes.
Pete Carroll been making bad decisions since college. Remember on 4th down, he took Reggie Bush out and gave the ball to Lindell White?
Yes, I do.
And he the one that threw the ball on the 1-yard line?
That's right. Well, they did say that Russell Wilson, I had sources tell me that Russell Wilson audible, he made that call himself. It wasn't Bevel or Pete Carroll. It was Russell Wilson that made that call.
I sure
That's
hope
what I heard.
Man, please.
Well, go ahead.
Go ahead. Can I get grades? Shannon, you're up first. What grade would you give Steven's list?
I would give Stephen A. I'm going to give him.
Come
I
on,
give a
man.
B minus. B minus.
B minus. B minus. Come on, man. That's nonsense. That is nonsense, Shannon.
Because
that is nonsense.
The reason why we got Eagles, we got Chiefs, we got the 49ers. We got 2. We got all the same teams. We just got them in different order.
Okay.
Go ahead, Jeff.
I'm actually going to give him an A minus. But again, like the teacher gave the answers, right?
Yeah.
So he still screwed it up, but the teacher gave him the answers, so you got to give him a little bit.
Right.
How screw it up? I picked
told
them.
you.
My list was blank.
Okay. Hey, your time to speak's over. Let's see what the streets have to say. They're always talking.
Oh.
Big like that,
Gave him a B.
Excuse me. A B minus is closer to a C than it is to a B. You should have given me at least a B. I mean, that's ridiculous, Shannon. A B minus?
You ain't got no A?
Excuse me, I should have. Well, listen, 31%.
They spoke. The people that home
They spoke.
It's Steven's B list this week. Guess what? There's always next week. You get to redeem yourself, okay?
You know what, Molly? I can always take your shoes back for a cheaper version. Keep messing with me. Keep messing with me.
The shoes that I won the bet back in March?
Keep messing with me, okay. Cinderella.
Maybe
Molly
I'll
got
get them
you see, Molly got that Dr. Evil top on.
That's right, exactly.
$1 billion.
How about that?